Hello children, today I warmly welcome you to another English language program. So, today I have another interesting lesson for you, that's grade 9 English language lesson. Let's see what I have for you today. So, competency, yes, what is the competency here? Builds up vocabulary using words appropriately and accurately to convey precise meaning. So, here we are going to build up vocabulary using words appropriately and accurately, very correctly, to convey precise meaning. So, the competency level I am going to cover is 4.4, uses affixes to change the word class and the meaning of words. Right. Then I have a beautiful picture for you. Let's see what is that. Right. So, there is a beautiful picture here. What can you see here? Observe the picture very well. Right. So, there is a little girl and there is a little pet. I think it is a dog. Right. So, this little girl, what is she wearing? She is wearing a very ragged frock. Okay. So, she is trying to feed this little dog. So, she is trying to feed that little dog, and when you look at this picture, if I ask a question like this, so what kind of a quality that this little girl has? What can you say about that? So, you might come out with different qualities about this girl. So, for example, we can say maybe she is very loving, right, and maybe she is very caring, or we can say she is very kind towards this little dog. Yeah, so you might come up with different kinds of words regarding this picture. So, here I am going to take the base word kind, kind. So, she is very kind to this little innocent dog. So, that is the base word I am going to take today. So, from kind, what are the other kinds of words that you can make using affixes? Right. So, let us see what are the words that you can make using affixes. Right. So, when it comes to affixes, there are affixes are divided into two parts. First one is prefixes. Prefixes means we add some words to the beginning of a base word, and the second part is suffixes. Suffixes are a group of words that we add to the end of a base word. Right. Now, let us look at what are affixes. So, what is an affix? Do you have any idea about what is an affix? It is a group of letters added to the beginning or to the end of a word to make a new word. Let us look at that definition again. It is a group of letters. It is a group of letters added to the beginning, to the starting or to the end, at the end of a word, of a base word to make a new word. So, that is the meaning of an affix. Right. So, as I mentioned you earlier, from that picture I have formed some words. First one is kind. That is a good quality. Of course, we all have to be kind to animals, right. The second word here I have is kindness. So, that is a quality or state of doing something. So, this girl has kindness towards this little dog, or we call it little puppy, right. And if I ask the question, how does she treat this little puppy? Then you might come out with the answer that this girl treats the puppy kindly. So, that is a state of doing something kindly, right. So, then the last picture, so it is something different. You can see there is a very innocent dog that is caged, we do not know for what. So, it is as you can see, it does not have a happy face, it is so sad. Maybe it does not get enough food, maybe it does not have a shelter, okay. Maybe it does not have any kind of owner to look after that dog. So, here the word I have mentioned, unkind. So, that is a prefix I have used here for the base word kind, unkind. That means you are not kind. Unkind is a bad quality which we should not have. Of course, I know as students, as little children, we should not be unkind to anyone. Okay, I hope you understood all these words. Okay, kind, kindness, the state of being kind, and kindly, that means that the way of doing something using having kindness. Then unkind, which is a bad quality. Okay, so that is how we can form some words using the base word kind. And I hope you have understood all these words very well. Right. Let us go to the other screen. Right. Prefixes. Prefixes. Pre means, you know, at the beginning. Fixes. Prefixes. Let us see what is a prefix. A prefix is added to the beginning of a word to make a new word. So, a prefix is added to the beginning of a word, at the beginning of a base word, right, to make a new word. There are so many prefixes in the English language, but here I have mentioned some of them. Let us see what are those prefixes. Un, dis, il, ir, im, re, in. Again I am saying un, dis, il, ir, im, re, and in. Okay. Right. So, these are more examples about prefixes. Let us see. So, as mentioned in your syllabus, grade 9 syllabus, today I am going to focus on 3 prefixes, un, dis, and im. So, here I have mentioned the meanings of those prefixes and also some examples for you to have a better understanding about these prefixes. Okay, the first one here is un. Un means not, opposite in meaning, that is the opposite meaning of something. So, there are 2 examples for you. I think it is very clear to you. Happy and unhappy. You can be happy and you can be unhappy. Unhappy is not a good quality. You always have to be happy. We always have to be happy. Second example, healthy, unhealthy. We all have to be healthy because we should have nutritious foods all the time, right, and we should do exercises all the time, then we can remain healthy without any problem. Healthy and unhealthy. If you eat so many we would say junk food items and if you do not do any kind of exercise, then definitely you become unhealthy. So, the meaning of un, the prefix un is, you can understand very well, happy, unhappy, happy, unhappy, healthy, unhealthy. Let us go to the second prefix, dis. Let us look at the meaning of dis. Dis means lack of, that means you do not have it, you are not having that quality or something, quality or maybe it is something, right. Dis, lack of or not having. So, there are 2 examples for you, advantage disadvantage. Advantage, disadvantage. Like, dislike. So, you can like something and you may dislike something, that means you do not like it. Dis here means you do not like it, you do not have it, dislike. And first one also advantage, so that is something useful for you, and disadvantage, that means it is not useful to you, so you do not want to have it, right. Advantage, disadvantage, like, dislike. Let us look at the last prefix here, im. Im means opposite in meaning, opposite in meaning. So, there are two examples for you. Polite, that means you are having nice behavior wherever you go, whatever you do, you behave nicely, that is called you are polite, right. Let us look at the opposite of that. Impolite, that means you are not polite at all. Nobody likes to have you as a friend, okay, maybe as a close person, because you are impolite, you are not nice. So, I know you all are not impolite, you all are polite wherever you go, whatever you do, with whom you are hanging around. Polite, impolite. Second example, patient and impatient. So, here the patient is not the patient that we have in the hospital. Here patient is a quality. That means you are, if you want to do something, you take so much time and you do not get angry with anyone, that is called patient. And the opposite of patient is impatient. That means you are not patient. That is the idea. So, I will go through the examples again. Happy, unhappy. Healthy, unhealthy. Advantage, disadvantage. Like, dislike. Polite, impolite. Patient, impatient. I think now you have a better idea about what prefixes are. Okay, now let us look at what suffixes are, right. A suffix is added to the end of a word to make a new word. So, we add a prefix at the beginning of a word, but we add a suffix at the end of a word. A suffix is added to the end of a word to make a new word. So, here I have mentioned some examples for you. There are so many suffixes in the English language, but here I have mentioned some of them for you to have a better idea about it. Full or fully, that means full of something. Second one, less, that means without, you do not have it, less, without means you do not have it. Ness, ness means state of having something, you have it, or condition, or some sort of a quality. Then meant, an action or resulting state. So, maybe that is referred to an action or resulting from something, resulting state, or a product of something, meant. Then Asian or shen, connected with an action. Of course, it is connected with an action or a result of something. Then able, able means you are capable of doing something, that means you can do that, that is called able. The last one, li, li means like, that means you are doing something in such a nice way, that is called li, like. So, again I am repeating all those suffixes for you: full, fully, less, ness, meant, Asian, ocean, able, or li, right. So, there are more examples for you to have a good understanding about suffixes. Let's look at them. Full, fully, that means full of something, as I told you earlier. So, there are two examples for you. Beautiful, beautifully. Less, without, you don't have it. Useless, you have something that you don't want to have it anymore, so it's useless, so you have to throw that away. And houseless, so there are so many people in the world, they don't have houses, so I can say those people are houseless, that means they don't have houses. Ness, state or condition or quality. So, there are two examples for you. Fitness, we all should have this quality, this condition, fitness, that means physical fitness to do anything that you want, and mental fitness also to study very well. So, as children, as students, you should have physical fitness very well and also mental fitness. And happiness, of course, that's what we all want to have in whatever we do, happiness. Remember, when you add a ness suffix to the base word happy, as you can see, the y is removed, H-A-P-P-I. It's not H-A-P-P-Y-N-E-S-S, that's wrong. So, you have to say H-A-P-P-I-N-E-S-S, happiness. Right. Next one, meant, an action or resulting state, a product. So, there are two examples for you as usual. Agreement, that means you agree with something, agreement. And contentment, which is a very important quality, contentment. Whatever we do, we need to have this quality, contentment. So, as a teacher, I have this quality, contentment. I love this feeling. When I teach my students something nice, I have this feeling, contentment. I am so happy that I have done something fruitful to my students, contentment. Then able, that means capable of doing something, that means you have that capacity to do something, able, capable of. Adorable, you can adore that, maybe a person or maybe a beautiful gift, you can adore that, adorable. And comfortable, if you sleep on a comfortable mattress, you can say comfortable, you feel so comfortable. Last one, like, sadly, right? Sadly is a bad way of doing something, sadly. And happily, so do you remember that picture, the dog who is in a cage? So, that dog lives sadly because it doesn't have a nice owner or it doesn't get enough food, so it lives sadly. And if that dog gets more food and a nice owner, it can live happily. So, can you see the difference between sadly and happily? Sadly is a negative quality and happily is a positive quality. Right. So, what can an affix do? Let's see what an affix can do. First thing, it can change the meaning of a word. That's very important. An affix can change the meaning of a word. A particular word's meaning can be changed by adding an affix. Second one, it can change the word class of a word. That's another quality of an affix. It can change the word class, whether it's a noun or whether it's an adjective, whether it's an adverb, like that, it can change the word class of a word. So, what can an affix do? It can change the meaning of a word. It can change the word class of a word. Right. So, let us look at how can we change these word classes. A verb can be changed into an adjective. You can change a verb into an adjective. So, there are two examples for you. Forget, that's a verb. Forgetful, that's an adjective. Color, verb. Colorless, adjective. Forget, sometimes we forget things, and forgetful, that can happen also. And color, little children love to color paintings. And colorless, that means no color at all. So, a verb can be changed into an adjective. So, there are two sentences for you to understand it very well. He forgets to bring his books all the time. I have a friend and he forgets to bring his books all the time. So, he leaves some books at home without bringing them to school. So, all the time the teacher blames him. So, he forgets to bring his books all the time. I've been forgetful these days. Sometimes when I'm busy with so many works. Definitely I've been forgetful these days. I tend to have that quality, forgetfulness. So, I've been forgetful these days. An adjective can be changed into a noun. So, you can change an adjective to a noun. Let's say happy, that's an adjective. Happiness, that's a noun. Happy becomes happiness. And remember here also, when you say happiness, the last Y, that is removed from this noun, HAPPINESS, right? Remember that very well. Then kind, that's an adjective, and kindness is a noun, right? Kind, so that's an adjective. I can say that poor girl is kind, and that poor girl shows kindness towards the little puppy, as we saw in the picture. Right, so there are two sentences for you. That all person lives a happy life, because now his children they all have got married, and now he is retired, now he has his pension. So, that all person lives a happy life. He doesn't need to be sad for anything. So, he lives, that all person lives a happy life, happy life. Happiness is a very valuable human quality. I think you all definitely would agree with me. Happiness is a very valuable human quality, right? A noun can be changed into an adjective. A noun can be changed into an adjective. Wonder, that's a noun. Wonderful, adjective. Meaning, that's a noun. Meaningful, that's an adjective. Let's see, wonder. Sometimes we wonder about things that are happening in the world. For example, COVID-19 situation, we wonder when it will be finished, or it will be, like I would say, terminated from the whole world, right? We wonder about that. And wonderful, so it's so wonderful to have some friends around you all the time. So, that's a good feeling, wonderful, right? Then meaning, for an example, meaning, there are some examples for you. So, there are some sentences for you. So, let's look at them. Meaning, it's a noun, and meaningful, that's an adjective. So, let's look at these sentences. Another meaning of happiness is contentment. So, a synonym for happiness is contentment. If you are contented, that means you are happy. So, another meaning of happiness is contentment. Second one, the test did not produce any meaningful results. The test did not produce any meaningful results, any valuable results, okay, any useful results, right. An adjective can be changed into an adverb. An adjective can be changed into an adverb. Angry, that's an adjective. Angrily, that's an adverb. Kind, an adjective. Kindly, that's an adverb, right? Angry, sometimes people get angry for no reason, and sometimes they do things angrily, okay? And some people are kind and they do things or they treat others kindly. So, I have some sentences for you. He is an angry person. So, I have a friend, he is an angry person, he gets angry all the time. So, it is very difficult to work with him. He is an angry person. So, what does he do? He always looks at me angrily for no reason. That sounds funny, right? He always looks at me angrily. He is an angry person. He always looks at me angrily. Right. So, this is very important. There are some exceptional adverbs. We do not add "ly" to the following words to make them adverbs. Normally, when we make adverbs, we add "ly" to the end. Kindly, happily, angrily. But for these two base words, we do not add "ly" at the end to make them adverbs. Fast and hard. So, there are some examples for you. He is a fast runner. He runs so fast. So, that's the fast there is an adjective. He is a fast runner. He runs fast. That's an adverb. But here I haven't written as he runs fastly. That's wrong. So, you have to say he runs fast. So, there fast is an adverb. He is a hard worker. So, that's an adjective. He works hard, that's adverb. So, for example, if you say he works hardly, that means he is a lazy person. So, the meaning gets changed. So, you can't say hardly there. He works hard. He is a fast runner, an adjective. He runs fast, that's an adverb. And he is a hard worker, that's an adjective. He works hard, that's an adverb, right. So, remember this very well. We do not add "ly" to the following words to make them adverbs, fast and hard. Right. Sometimes the meaning of the word is changed when we add prefixes or suffixes, but the word class remains the same. The meaning of the word is changed, but the word class remains the same. Happy, unhappy, both are adjectives. Happy, unhappy, even if you add "un" prefix at the beginning of the base word happy, that is also an adjective. Happy, unhappy. Honest, dishonest. Honest, dishonest. So, when you add prefix "dis" to the base word honest, it becomes dishonest. Honest, dishonest. So, both words are adjectives. There are some more examples for you. Lock, unlock. So, both are verbs. We lock the door, and if you want, we can unlock the door also. Tie, untie. We can tie something or we can untie something. So, lock, unlock, both are verbs. Tie, untie, both are verbs. So, the meaning of the word is changed, but the word class remains the same. Right. So, now we are going to do an activity. So, I have taken this exercise from your Pupil's book, Unit 9, Activity 10, Grammar and Vocabulary. So, add the prefixes "un", "dis", "im", "in" to form the opposites of these words. Add the prefixes "un", "dis", "im", "in" to form the opposites of these words. Wrap, agree, connect, ability, possible and fold. So, there is an activity for you. Let us do that together. Right. So, take some time and think about how can you add these prefixes to these base words? Wrap, agree, connect, ability, possible and fold. Okay, check whether your answers are correct or not. Right. So, wrap becomes unwrap. We can wrap something. For example, if you want to give a gift to someone, you can wrap it using a nice piece of paper. Or when you get the gift, you can unwrap that and see what is in there. Wrap, unwrap. So, here we can add the prefix un here, wrap, unwrap. Agree and disagree. Sometimes when you work with your friends regarding some things, you can agree or maybe you can disagree. That means you don't agree, disagree. So, here the prefix dis is connected with agree, disagree, disagree. Connect, disconnect, right? Connect and disconnect. You can get the connection of something and you can, if you want, you can disconnect. Maybe your telephone line or maybe your internet line, disconnect. Ability and disability. Ability means you can do something, ability, and disability means you can't do it. So, here the prefix dis is added to the base word ability, disability, ability, disability. Then we have possible, impossible. Possible means that can happen, impossible means that can't happen, impossible, im. So, here the prefix im is connected with the base word possible, possible, impossible. Last one, fold. You can fold something, a piece of paper, and when you get that folded paper, you can unfold it and see what is in there. Fold, unfold, fold, unfold. So, again I am telling you all these words: wrap, unwrap, agree, disagree, connect, disconnect, ability, disability, possible, impossible, fold, unfold. Right, there is another activity from your Pupil's book, Unit 9, Activity 11, Grammar and Vocabulary. So, combine the words with the suitable affixes to form meaningful words. So, you have two boxes here. So, to the left side you have the base words and to the right side you have those affixes: tidy, like, clear, wanted, mobile, balance. So, the prefixes there are un, dis and im. So, you have to connect those prefixes with the base words and see whether you can make meaningful words. In the second box are comfort, suit, govern, treat, sweet, tooth. Right. So, there are some suffixes for you: able, less, li, meant and ness. Right. So, you need to make meaningful words out of these boxes words. Right. So, I will give you some time. Think about these words, base words and prefixes and suffixes. Right. So, these are the answers: untidy, untidy, unlike, not like, dislike, you don't like something, dislike, unclear, not clear, unwanted, you don't want it, unwanted, immobile, immobile, that means you can't move, immobile, unbalanced, that means you are emotionally maybe unbalanced, right, unbalanced, and imbalance, if when you put two things together there may be kind of an imbalance, right, untidy, unlike, dislike, unclear, unwanted, immobile, unbalanced and imbalance. So, from the second box, hourly, that means every hour. Comfortable, you feel so comfortable if you wear something very nice, you feel so comfortable. Comfortless, if you wear something very bad like you don't want to wear it, that you feel comfortless. Suitable, that is suitable to do something, right? And suitless, if we take that suit, the base word as a suit, then that means as a dress, it is suitless. Government, right, government, of course we have a government in our country, government. Treatment, sometimes you like to give nice treats to your friends, so that's called treatment. Or if you are sick, you can get a treatment. Sweetness, the state of being sweet. Sometimes our friends are sweet, so we can say they have sweetness in them. And sweetless, you taste something but it's not sweet, so you can say sweetless, there's not sweetness in that. And sweetly, that means very nicely, right? I can say that my friend speaks to me very sweetly, very nicely. And toothless, that means you don't have any tooth. Toothless, less means you don't have it, okay? Hourly, comfortable, comfortless, suitable, suitless, government, treatment, sweetness, sweetless, sweetly, and toothless. Right, there is another activity which is very easy, I think, because now you have a better idea about what affixes are and prefixes and suffixes also, right. So, this is also from your Pupil's book, Unit 9, Activity 12, Grammar and Vocabulary. Complete each sentence using the word given in brackets in its correct form. The little puppy is blank, adore, that means very nice, very cute. Number 2, the baby played a blank, happy with his toys. Number 3, the two companies signed an blank, within brackets you have agree, yesterday. Number 4, we still haven't found a blank suit, within brackets, actor for the character. Number 5, thank you for the books you lent me. They were very blank, and you have within brackets you have the base word use. Okay. So, there are 5 base words: adore, happy, agree, suit and use. Adore means like you love to have that little puppy, right? Happy means you are happy, you know about that, contentment. And agree, you agree on something with someone, okay? Maybe two companies, they have signed something, so there should be some sort of, let's see what is that. And we still haven't found a suit, let's see. And the last one is use. So, take some time and try to find out the answers. The little puppy is what? The baby played with what? His toys. The two companies signed an blank yesterday. We still haven't found a blank actor for the character. Thank you for the books you lent me. They were very, let's see. So, these are the answers. Let's see. The little puppy is adorable. The little puppy is adorable. That means the little puppy is so cute. You really want to have that puppy, right? So, anyway, little puppies are very cute, of course. Like in that picture, the baby played happily with his toys. The baby played happily with his toys. The baby played happily with his toys. Number 3, the two companies signed an agreement. So they signed an agreement yesterday. We still haven't found a suitable actor for the character. Thank you for the books you lent me. They were very useful. So, the little puppy is adorable. So, you add for the verb adore, you add able. There when you add able, remember the last E needs to be removed. A-D-O-R-E, no, that's wrong. A-D-O-R-A-B-L-E, adorable. You love to have it. then the baby played happily. So, when you add ly at the end, as I told you earlier, HAPPI, the Y is removed from the HAPPILY, happily with his toys. The baby played happily with his toys. The two companies signed an agreement, agree plus ment, agreement yesterday. We still haven't found a suitable actor, a proper actor, because maybe this person, maybe they are looking for a suitable actor, maybe for a teledrama or maybe for a film. Okay. So, we still haven't found a suitable actor for the character, because when there is a character, particular character, so there should be a particular person for that. All can't be that character. Thank you for the books you lent me. They were very useful. So, this particular speaker has a nice friend. So, the friend has given him some books. So, therefore, he is saying, thank you for the books you lent me. They were very useful. So, because of that, he was able to pass his exams very well, right. So, thank you for the books you lent me. They were very useful, right. There is another activity for you that is also from your workbook, Unit 9, Activity 5. Form antonyms to the given words using the prefixes un, dis or im. Antonyms, that means opposite words. So, you have to form opposite words using these prefixes un, dis or im. So, these are the base words you have: advantage, tidy, approve, cover, qualify, movable, necessary, perfect. Advantage, tidy, approve, cover, qualify, movable, necessary and perfect, right. Let us see how we can form antonyms, opposite words. Advantage, disadvantage. I hope you got it correct. Advantage, disadvantage. Tidy, untidy, tidy, untidy. Approve, disapprove. You approve something or you disapprove something, you don't like it, disapprove. Cover, uncover. Qualify, disqualify. Movable, immovable. Necessary, unnecessary. Not necessary, that means unnecessary. Perfect, imperfect. So, these are the antonyms you can make using the prefixes un, dis or im. So, there is another activity for you that is also from your workbook, Unit 9, Activity 6. Form words by adding suffixes less, able, full, ly and ness. Great. So, these are the base words you have: great, sleep, count, speech, end, sick, tight, week, W-E-E-K, week, and there is another week, W-E-A-K, week. I hope you know the difference between W-E-E-K, week. Week means like we have 7 days per week. W-E-A-K means that the person is not healthy enough to do something, weak person, right. So, these are the answers: great, grateful. So, if somebody has done something to you, you can be grateful to that person, right. Sleep, sleepless, that means you can't have any kind of sleep, sleepless. So, I can say yesterday I spent a sleepless night. Sleepable, you can sleep on it, sleepable. Sleepful, sleepness, that is a condition, sleepness. From count, the base word count. Countless, countable. Countless means you can't count it, 1, 2, 3, 4, you can't count. Countable, you can count it, there is a possibility that you can count. If you got some, we will say some stones or some books, you can count, countable. Speech, speechless. That means you You see something extraordinary and you become speechless. You don't feel like talking. Speechless. And speechful. And endless. And endful. From the base word sick, sickless, that means you don't have any kind of sickness, you are healthy. Sickless. And sickly, the look is very sickly, kind of you are having a sickness, sickly. And sickness, that is the condition. Tight, tightly. Tightness, you can tight something, right? Tightness, tightly. You tie something tightly, right? Then WEEK, week, weekly. So, you can do something weekly, you can read a newspaper weekly, or you can do exercises weekly, you can do many kinds of activities weekly. Weak, 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 that means weekly, he can't do anything. Weakness, which we shouldn't have, because if you don't have enough exercises, if you don't have nutritious food items in our daily meals, so definitely we will have this weakness. Okay. So, great, grateful, sleep, sleepless, sleepable, sleepful, sleepness, count, countless, countable, speech, speechless, speechful, end, endless, endful, sick from the base word sick, sickless, sickly, sickness. From the base word tight, tightly, tightness, weak, weakly, WEAK, weak, weakly, weakness, grateful, sleepless, sleepable, less, able, full, and ness. So, there also you have used some suffixes, countless, less, and countable, able. There also you have used two suffixes, countless, countable, speechless and speechful, less and full. You have used less and full suffixes there. Endless and endful, you have used less and full there. Sickless, sickly, and sickness, less, ly, and ness, you have used less, ly, and ness there. Those are suffixes. Tightly, ly, and tightness, ness, ly, and ness, you have used there. Weekly, 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 you have used ly there. WEAKLY, weekly, and weakness, ly, and ness are used there. So, you can see that we can use prefixes and suffixes to make new words, right? Okay. So, let us recap what we learned today. Affix is a small group of letters we fix to a base word to make new words. Affix is a small group of letters, it is a group of letters we fix to a base word. We take a base word and we fix a small group of letters to make new words. That is what we did today. Affixes are divided into prefixes and suffixes. Prefixes means we add some groups of letters to some base words at the beginning of those base words. Those are prefixes. And suffixes, of course, at the end of the base words we add some groups of letters. They are suffixes. Prefixes are added to the beginning of the base word. Yes, prefixes are added to the beginning of the base word. Happy, unhappy. Kind, unkind. Right? Possible, impossible. Right. Suffixes are added to the end of the base word. Suffixes, right? Happiness, contentment, right? Agreement, houseless, right? Suffixes are added to the end of the base word. Affixes can change the meaning of the word. Affixes can change the meaning of the word. Affixes can change the word class also, right? So, this is what we have learned today, right? What affixes are, and what are the categories of affixes as prefixes and suffixes, and what prefixes are, and we have used them very nicely in some sentences, in some activities, and what suffixes are, we have used them also, and affixes can change the meaning of the word, that we know already, right? Happy, happily, kind, unkind. Affixes can change the word class, right? So, children, I hope that you enjoyed the lesson with me today, and definitely again we will be meeting with another nice lesson. Till then, have a nice day. Bye bye.